Welcome back, you beautiful people, and welcome to this essential downhill skills, something that you need when you're going downhill. Now, when you're bombing down the hills on your mountain bike, it is the best feeling ever, right? And being in control is something, but being out of control is a bit of a recipe for disaster. Now, in this video, I'm going to give you some fundamentals that you need to make it a bit more safer and a bit more fun, as well as some of the kit that you're going to need as well. The bike, yes. When you think downhill racing, you thinking 200 mil of travel, triple crowns on the front, and on the rear, 200 mil of travel, big rotors, big braking power. Everything's beefy. Now for me, I've opted for my Enduro bike, more than capable to be riding downhill. I've got a lot of travel, 180 and all that rad jazz. There's the things to consider when riding downhill. And the essential things are the stem and bar, the cockpit of your bike. Now, the shorter the stem, the more aggressive it is. The longer it is, the more weird it's gonna feel. Narrower bars, it's gonna be a lot more twitchy. Wider bars, you're more in control, and you wanna be in control when you're going fast. But a lot of people opt to be clipped into the bike because it is rough. Now, clipped into your bike, you're more connected to it. Your feet are gonna be stuck to the bike. You're not concentrating on trying to put as much weight down through those pedals just to keep your feet on. But if you are a flat pedal rider, people kind of opt for a wider platform pedal. So you've got more surface area for your pedals and your shoes to combine and gel together so your feet don't fall off. Tires is another essential thing when it comes to downhill. You want something that's aggressive, strong, durable, because there's a lot of sharp edges when you're going fast. Now, I've got the Mazas on here. These are from Vittoria. It's an Enduro spec tire. The sidewall on this is so thick, it is hard for it to get a puncture. You don't want to get punctures when you're going fast downhill because it just spoils the fun. Next essential thing is suspension setup. Now, when riding aggressive down those mountains, you want something that's not going to blow out. Now, some of those fast guys are running really hard suspension, but it's not just about putting pressure into these things to make it hard. They kind of opt for a more progressive setup on the rear and on the front. And what I mean by that is you still want that small bump sensitivity, but when you come to a humongous compression in the trail, you don't want your bike to just blow through that travel and you lose all your pop, you lose all your speed and all your flow. It kind of ramps up real quick and hardens and stiffens up so you can hit that compression at that speed and continue through, well, not through, but down the trail. All right, let's break it down. The bike, the suspension setup, hard, but still progressive because you want that small bump sensitivity. Stem length, you want it to be short, not too long. Bar height and width, a little bit wider, gives you a bit more control. The tires, you want to have some very durable tires. Downhill casing preferably, maybe with an insert as well, because that could be essential because you don't want the fun to stop right at the top. Next. Kit. Now, today I'm obviously not wearing the correct downhill kit, but if I was to be out there doing an uplift where I don't have to rely on pedaling, then I would wear a full face helmet. It gives me maximum protection when I'm out there, with goggles as well. Gloves, shoes and pads. Now, sometimes I do wear back protection, a chest protection, even shoulder protection when the terrain gets a bit gnarly and I feel like I'm getting out of my comfort zone, so more protection is better. It's a little bit wiser to do so as well. The fundamentals. Now, this is position plus weight on your bike. Now, this is crucial. Moving your body weight around the bike, dancing with your bike is very key when it comes to riding aggressively downhill. Now, we've done a plethora of videos all about body position, where you should be and how you should move your body weight in all four quadrants of your bike, but moving with your bike whilst going downhill is key. How to get the most effective braking. You can afford to ride a lot faster on the trail because you can stop a lot quicker and in more control. And using that rear brake as well can be more effective. Some more advanced advice. Searching for grip on the trail. Be it if you're looking for a bit of dry dirt or something to go around or over an obstacle, or even so, committing and laying off the brakes, knowing that you can find grip further on down the trail. Commitment is the key. Being committed when you're going fast is another story. But there's always grip there. You just got to find it. Riding downhill, it's essential to scan ahead. You've got to use your quick reflexes because you want to find the right line. Now, talk about lines. You don't just want to be going with the rat run. Use the real estate of the trail. Find the right line that's good for you. And when it comes to support and finding grip, you can use ruts or berms. Ruts are a good way of getting support, especially in a turn, because you can get a lot of grip. There's a number of ruts there. Choose the one that you think's the best one and ride it through. And commit, which I'll come to in a minute. But when it comes to riding rough stuff, just like this stuff right in front of me, you want to unweight yourself from your bike. You want to let your bike hover over it, because if you just plow through, you're kind of going to slow it down. Also, it's going to get a lot rougher. So unweight yourself and glide over. And by doing that, you're committing to not braking. You just want to glide over it and find a spot further on the trail, just like this bit right here, where you can hit a bit of brakes and slow yourself down before you enter those turns right there. But you can use the ruts, like I said, to get some support so you can hit the turns harder and carry on. So there you go, a few essential tips for some downhill riding out there. Now let us know in the comments down below if you've got some more tips, because we'd love to know all about them. And I'll see you next time. See ya. Actually, give us a thumbs up like if you like downhill, because I do. See ya. T-Nick.